All right, so some time has passed, obviously, and I feel it's time that I gave my honest review of the Scream 7 movie. Without further ado, we're going to get into it. Once again, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Jamar Reacts. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Let's have a discussion. Let's see what we got going on, guys. All right, so we're going to get into it. So, based on the numerous trailers and leaks that we've seen of Scream 7, and based on the numerous times when the movie was marketed to us as being not another run of the mill slasher, but rather it was marketed to us as being a movie that would bring back legacy characters and introduce us to Sydney's family, including her daughter Tatum, who's supposed to be the new central protagonist. I really thought that they would do something different. Instead, what they do is they hint to better movies. They reference the original Scream several different times. They do a bunch of nostalgia bait, and the story itself felt like a convoluted mess. And don't get me started on that third act. That third act was the worst. I will say though, the new characters brought in, such as McKenna Grace's character right here, and I forget her name. This just shows none of these characters were developed. Yes, their deaths were sad, but in order for you to make us care about characters, and I thought Kevin Williamson, being a seasoned writer, would understand the intricacies of this. You have to make us care about the characters, make us feel their deaths. These characters had like one scene, one or two scenes before they were killed off. She got gutted in the auditorium, and she got her throat cut by a shard of glass. It's nice that we visit Woodsboro in the opening scene, Stumacher's house, but that opening scene feels entirely unrelated to the movie. It feels like something was cut from the movie that would make that opening scene make sense. It's good to finally have Sydney back as the main character. We see her life and how she's trying to move past the whole trauma of multiple killers trying to go after her. But this movie really does nothing different. It's the same tired formula. Killer goes after Sydney. Killer gets killed. Killer reveal. Only in this case, we have two nobodies and the neighbor. I really expected a whole lot better from this movie, but I guess in the end, I was wrong for not taming my expectations. I thought the fact that they added Matthew Lillard to the cast meant that we get Stu back, or meant that we get Stu back in a different capacity, as if they couldn't resurrect Stu, me and many of the other fans would have settled for having flashbacks in which we see what led up to Stu, Billy, and Roman meeting in the first place. You guys pretty much had the story, but they chose not to write a proper story. You could tell that the script was rushed to meet a deadline. You could tell that this movie was rushed. The finished product was a turd of a movie. Sure, it has its moments. Ghostface is badass coming out of the attic and doing that Aura Farm turn, but attacking Mark in the house, but it really doesn't do anything to set itself apart from the other movies. What I believe should have been done is the characters that were going to be the killers should have been given more screen time to where they could be fleshed out. Marco, that guy had one scene, and then he was automatically the killer. Anacam's son, I forget his name, I think it was Lucas. Everyone was thinking he was the killer, but I was like, no, that's way too obvious. It's probably his mom. These reveals didn't even try to do anything to separate themselves from the the some weak reveals in some of the other Scream movies. Scream 5 with Richie being the killer, in my opinion, that was weak. Scream 6 with Ethan Kirsch being a killer, in my opinion, that was weak. They could have just gone with Detective Bailey and Quinn. That would have been a better twist. Scream 4, Charlie didn't really do much as far as being a Ghostface outside to kill people and take, you know, instruction from Jill. Some people would argue that Stu did the same thing for Billy, but it's just their dynamic. You can see that there were two different characters that were actually fleshed out. Scream 2, Mrs. Loomis I thought was kind of sort of weak, but I would imagine the family revenge motive does make sense in that case. Her son was killed. Although in my opinion, if she did care for her son and she found out that her husband was cheating, why didn't she just take her son and leave? But yeah, Mickey was an awesome Ghostface. Roman did a great job. The abandoned son. Many people argue that the movie sucked because of the rewrites. I like that movie. I think it only sucks because there was only one killer revealed. Because in one of the scenes where Ghostface is taunting Sydney, there's no way he could be in two places at once. That's a huge plot hole. Uh, but yeah, this movie, in my opinion, has the worst killer reveals. But the way they set up this movie, you would think that Ghostface was gonna be some ghost of Sydney's past. Maybe Leslie Mocker would have been a whole lot better. Instead, what we got was Carl, some random guy. Wait, was Carl a random guy? Yo, the guy is so random. I can't even, tell them apart. It's crazy. And the way they had this thing marketed, man, they had this thing marketed like, Stu Mocker is back. It was honestly a waste of Matthew Lillard. If they didn't have a finished product, why didn't they just wait another year or two and give us an actual coherent story? Because Paramount and Spyglass made their money back, so I know they're gonna want part 8. But the thing about it is, they're looking at the reviews. Kevin Williamson's gonna step down as a director. I mean, I love the guy's writing in Scream 1 and I believe 2, but in this one, honestly, it was not it. I would have honestly preferred the tone of the previous two movies over what we got in 7. But that's just me, guys. Yes, and then there's a sore point. Roger L. Jackson is one of the people that made Scream iconic for the voice of Ghostface. Ghostface's voice wasn't really present in this movie. Couldn't we have had Stu as AI and then the other Ghostface mocking Sydney with Ghostface voice? That's kind of sort of what built the tension in the other movies. This movie kind of sort of sucked without that. Ultimately, guys, I know many of y'all did enjoy the movie. Hats off to you. Don't get me wrong. The movie started off okay in my opinion. When Ghostface went after the husband, that was fine, but it felt like something was cut that was not supposed to be cut. Um, you know, and the build up from all the different trailers that we watched, uh, it just felt like it was a ploy to appeal to nostalgia bait, and in the end, it just wasn't it. I hate to be that guy, but if we're ever to make a coherent or get a coherent stream movie, directors need to listen to the fans. They're saying that they did a test screening in which the audience did not like Stu being alive. But from what I've read online, what audience specifically didn't like Stu alive? Because all the people that I've interacted with online or all the reviews that I've read, people are saying that it would have been better if Stu was alive and if he was pulling the strings, that would have made more sense in this convoluted mess. But at the end of the day, guys, is it the worst movie? Definitely not. Definitely not worse than Halloween Ends. But I will end things there for now. And feel free, guys, to give me your thoughts. Did you enjoy the movie? What did you like? What did you not like aside from the killer reveals? Everyone hates that. And don't forget to like, share, and comment, and subscribe for more. And I will catch y'all in the next one.